with my character, first and foremost, and like putting me in jail in front of my family. That's the part where I felt like it hurt the most. I ever put my name with nothing but fraud.
Hang on. One more.
One more what? Handcuff?
Yeah.
Where?
On the feet.
Come on, bro.
You know, man.
Come on.
It's the new policy. That's why I'm explaining everything to you, okay?
You never said I had to put cuffs to my lady. Wait by my house. I was just laying by my hand. There's no criminal. We don't make no decisions. All right.
I'm gonna keep it at that. I've never physically wrote a check with my name from my bank account to anybody. Forget the casinos, to anybody. I've never done that.
Marcus Morris just crashed harder than anyone saw coming after 13 straight seasons in the NBA. The same man who once cashed million-dollar checks is now tangled in whispers of bankruptcy, casino debt, and the IRS allegedly circling with paperwork ready to bite.
Which one of you guys is Marcus?
Marcus?
You can just come over here.
Okay. Mom, I'm gonna eat when we get there. I'm not sure.
We don't want to make a scene or anything. We just need to. We're gonna have to take you into custody, okay?
And this isn't some wild gossip either. Marcus was straight up arrested in Florida, right at the airport, with his family standing there watching in shock. Deputies didn't just walk him off quietly either. They slapped cuffs on his wrists, shackled his ankles, and rolled him out in a wheelchair like a scene out of a crime show.
When you do receive a marker from casinos, if it's up to $1,200 and you don't pay it when they want, you don't pay it whenever it says you're supposed to pay, even if it's a day late, they can't issue a warrant. Technically, nowhere else they could do that. Vegas can technically issue a warrant for your arrest.
The charge? A fraud case tied to over $265,000 in unpaid casino markers in Las Vegas. Sure, the charges disappeared once he threw down the money, but his image was already torched. Because when a former NBA baller starts moving like this, the question ain't, is he guilty anymore? It's, is he flat broke?
It is now official. Marcus Morris, he's going to sign with the New York Knicks. It's a 1-year deal worth $15 million.
Behind the casino fiasco, the whispers got louder. How deep are Marcus's Vegas losses really? And why are IRS agents suddenly in the mix? For a guy who loves showing off heavy chains, flashy cars, and the Vegas life, this bankruptcy talk feels like the opening scene of a bigger downfall. The moment that sealed it? July 27th at Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport. Regular travelers were just juggling snacks and backpacks when out of nowhere, Broward County deputies marched straight toward Marcus and his family at the gate. Body cam footage caught every second. The stunned look, the warrant readout, and then Marcus getting strapped down, wrists cuffed tight, legs locked, and sat into a wheelchair.
If you want to just peek the window, I'm going to let him talk to him and tell him that I gave his brother everything. And so I gave your brother everything. I handed it to him one by one. He put it back in the envelope, most of it back in the envelope. I explained to him what the deal was. I said that yes, and while I was speaking to him, they did confirm everything. That you're going to be booked at Broward County Main Jail. That there is no bond right now, but they are going to extradite.
What had everybody's jaws on the floor wasn't just the arrest, it was what came right after. Officers didn't just cuff Marcus, they wrapped heavy shackles around his ankles like he was some kind of escape artist. The look on his face said it all. Stunned, embarrassed, almost frozen, while travelers at the gate just stood there staring at the scene like they couldn't believe it. This wasn't TMZ footage. This was real life. Marcus Morris, shackled in front of his wife, his kids, and every single person waiting to board that flight.
Tell us about the film.
Well, I wanted to come out and basically try to teach guys, not just necessarily athletes, but just people in general about having a lot of money. Sometimes different people come into wealth in different areas. So I wanted to share my story. Going through bankruptcy, I kind of got an opportunity to do that and see all the mistakes that I made. So I want to share those things, but also tell my story so people can see it as a learning example. Creating a foundation for finance literacy. I have a book coming out at the beginning of the year.
And then it got even colder. Cops scooped up Marcus's personal stuff, passed it to his twin brother Markieff, and told Marcus flat out he wasn't going home. He was heading straight to Broward County Jail with no bond. Imagine the scene. Markef left standing there holding his brother's shiny chains, while Marcus was rolled away in cuffs like he was a man who had grinded over a decade in the NBA. That visual hit fans like a punch in the gut, and the whispers started instantly. Because here's the real question. If Marcus was really still sitting on millions, why was he being paraded through an airport in shackles over casino markers? Cops don't pull stunts like that unless the receipts are serious. Turns out, it all came down to two legendary Vegas giants, the Wynn and MGM Grand, claiming Marcus owed them over $265,000. And if you don't know, a marker is basically a high-class IOU. Casinos hand you credit to play with, but you better pay it back. In Marcus's case, the check straight up bounced, and that's when the fraud charges hit his name. Marcus later tried to clear it up himself, saying it wasn't fraud, just him being late with the payment. Yeah, Marcus eventually coughed up the money, which is why the case got dropped.
Let me see. Come on. Hold on, my shirt. You just pushed back, right? He pushed back. I slid back.
But let's be honest, the internet didn't let him off easy. Fans were quick to point out the obvious. If you're really sitting on millions, why are casinos dragging you into court over a couple $100,000? People weren't buying the excuse. Comment after comment called it out. That's not millionaire behavior. That's broke behavior. Marcus tried to brush it off like it was nothing, saying he's been gambling at a high level for years with no problems before. But once that fraud label stuck to his name, it didn't matter how he spun it. The image was already locked in. A veteran NBA player looking like a man drowning in debt. And that's when the internet started digging even deeper. If his casino tab was this messy, what else was hiding behind the scenes? After the airport drama, Marcus sat inside Broward County Jail for 51 hours straight. According to him, it was brutal. No bail, no food, no water. Chained up and treated like a straight criminal. He ranted on Instagram about being blindsided and humiliated, swearing he never ducked anybody and that it was just a late payment. But for the public, it was way bigger than his excuses. Because while Marcus was locked down, the court of public opinion was wide open. Fans were dissecting every detail, every clip. One person even joked, "I'm so broke I didn't even know you could gamble at casinos without paying first." That's how crazy this sounded to regular folks. And then came the other side of the internet, pointing out the obvious. Marcus had stacked some serious millions during his career. This man raked in 9 figures across his NBA career and somehow still ended up here. Gambling is a black hole that swallows people whole, and the way those Vegas casinos pounced on Marcus for 6 figures made it look like he'd fallen straight to the bottom. And let's not forget, Marcus didn't even suit up last season. No team, no guaranteed checks, no steady money hitting his account. Fans wasted no time connecting the dots. Say what you want, but it's hard to ignore that Marcus being off an NBA roster for the 2024 to 2025 season played a major role in all this drama. What makes it even crazier is that Marcus Morris wasn't some fringe player fighting for scraps. He put in 13 full seasons, built a reputation, and by the time he was done, reports said he pulled in more than $90 million in contracts. And that's not even counting endorsements, sponsorships, and side deals. So how does a man who pocketed close to $100 million end up locked up over bounced casino markers? Fans couldn't wrap their heads around it. To the average person, Marcus should have been set for life, sitting on generational wealth. But here's the truth. Those NBA checks don't last forever, especially when the income stops cold. No team last season, no contract this season, and when you pair that with the kind of Vegas lifestyle Marcus was living, that pile of money starts shrinking fast. That's exactly why the whispers of bankruptcy started spreading like wildfire. Not because Marcus admitted it, but because the playbook looks all too familiar. He wasn't living like a man planning for the future. He was living like every day was a jackpot. Vegas trips, high-stakes tables, flashy whips, and chains so heavy they screamed for attention. Marcus even bragged that he's been gambling at a high level for years, like it was just another hobby. So when this casino meltdown exploded, nobody was shocked. He'd basically told on himself long before the arrest. Marcus really thought all that time and money he poured into Vegas would buy him some special treatment. But the casinos didn't care about loyalty. They only cared about their money. And when cops hauled him off in front of the whole airport, it made his situation look 10 times worse. The detail fans couldn't ignore? His twin brother Markieff was the one holding his chains. Not his kid's mother, not a partner, but his brother. That tiny moment lit up comment sections. Because if you're handing your prized jewelry to your twin instead of the mother of your kids, people are going to start speculating about what's really happening behind closed doors at home. Even the officers pointed it out, saying Marcus told them directly to pass the ice to his brother. And here's the scary part. When the government decides you owe them, there's no dodging it. We've seen this movie too many times. Millionaire athletes living big, then suddenly slapped with tax liens, houses seized, assets frozen, the whole empire stripped overnight. If casinos already dragged Marcus out this bad, fans can't help but wonder what the IRS has sitting in their files just waiting to drop. Right now, it's just speculation. But that's how these stories snowball fast. A man who once looked set for life suddenly moving like he's gasping for air. And the government is known to swoop in when someone's at their lowest. And Marcus isn't the first baller to tumble from riches to ruins. Sadly, he probably won't be the last. The pattern is old, but still shocking. Just look at Antoine Walker, a star who earned more than $108 million, enough to secure generations. Yet by 2010, he was filing for bankruptcy. Vegas tables, bad real estate flips, entourages burning through stacks, NBA money has vanished faster than water in the desert. Marcus isn't the first to flex millions like it was nothing, then watch it all disappear. He even admitted he could drop casino bags the way regular people buy lunch. Just look at Antoine Walker. He straight up admitted those Vegas nights drained him for millions like it was pocket change. Or take Charles Barkley. Chuck didn't hit bankruptcy, but he's been open about losing nearly $30 million gambling. $30 million gone. Like one whole NBA contract blown at the tables. Then there's Latrell Sprewell, who once turned down a $21 million deal claiming it wasn't enough to feed his family. A few years later, the mansion, the yacht, everything gone. And who could forget Allen Iverson? AI made over $200 million, but almost lost it all through lawsuits, entourages, and reckless spending. The only thing that saved him was Reebok stepping in with a lifetime trust fund. Then you've got Delonte West, who fell even harder, fighting addiction and ending up homeless in heartbreaking clips that fans still talk about. Sean Kemp piled up millions in child support debt, Derek Coleman filed bankruptcy in 2010, and Kenny Anderson admitted he blew through $60 million on cars, women, and child support. The list is endless, but the message is the same. NBA riches don't always equal lifelong wealth. And that's why Marcus's story feels so real to fans. He made more than $90 million, lived like the Vegas high roller he wanted to be, and now he's being dragged through airports in shackles over unpaid casino debt. To the world, it looks like the same movie on repeat. Another star falling into the same ugly trap. And the scariest part? For most of these players, the fall doesn't stop at debt. It gets deeper, uglier, and way more public until their entire legacy is stamped with financial collapse. So let me know what you think. Could Marcus Morris really be the next name on that long list of NBA stars who lost it all? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll catch you on the next one.